Hey everybody, I just want to get straight to it. How do we get to shiny hunting and Pokemon Sword and Shield? What are the best methods to get the best odds? So we're going to get straight to it. These videos can get very long, so I don't want to hold you all up too long. So really the big methods here that we have in Pokemon Sword and Shield is catching in the wild or breeding. Those are the two methods that we are looking at today in this video. Of course, some of these might be updated in the future when we know a little bit more information. But the first thing is encountering a shiny in the wild. Now, the two things that influence that are your chain, as well as the number of times you've battled a particular mon that you're shiny hunting for. So I'll put up the chart here. You can look at it. Number of Pokemon of that particular mon you're shiny hunting that you've battled. You see 1 through 500. 500 is the max. That'll give you the most reroll opportunities when you encounter a particular mon that you're hunting. The chain is what influences the percent chance of getting those rerolls. So the easiest way to explain it is once you get 26, let's say, of a Wooloo that you've battled and won in a row, or caught, you would get a 33% chance of getting 6 rerolls if you've already encountered and battled the Wooloo 500 times at a minimum. Now, you can check how many times you've battled in your Pokedex. It's easily accessible. If you look up a particular mon, you can see how many times you've battled it, and you can see what range you fall in and what percent chance that gives you, or number of rerolls that gives you, as well as your chain count to give you the percent chance of getting that reroll. Now, again, this is quite terrifying to think, is that that's 33% chance of getting those rerolls. That's a 67% chance that you get full odds the rest of the time. So keep that in mind when you're shiny hunting, that it's not a 33% chance of getting a mon that's shiny. It's a 33% chance that you're getting those rerolls. So what does a reroll mean? Hey, it's pretty much programmatically the game goes and says, okay, is this shiny, or is this mon a shiny? Nope. Reroll, reroll, reroll. And so then the number of rerolls is the number of times that it will do that in a particular encounter. Now, you won't be able to see your mon, your shiny mon in the overworld like you can in Let's Go. So it's very important that you encounter each and every mon of the one that you're hunting and do not run away from it. Please do not do that. Some people have tried to do that and thinking that it's okay. That actually breaks the chain as far as we know right now. And then the other method, of course, of breeding, we'll go to what breaks the chain and what doesn't break the chain in just a sec. But the other method is, of course, doing breeding. Breeding is a very common method in previous versions of Pokemon to get shinies as well. It gives you the odds of a 682 if you use the Masuda method, and 1 in 512 when you use the Masuda method with a shiny charm. I'll put a link in the description of of explaining what the Masuda method is. It's pretty much the best way to describe it is you're trying to get a version of a particular mon that you're shiny hunting from your game versus getting a mon from another region and language. Language is the key part, not the region. You can get a Pokemon that you're shiny hunting. Let's use a Wooloo again as an example, from a European friend or a random person that is using an English language version. And if you're using an English language version, then that doesn't count for the Masuda method. You have to use a different language version. So that's what we've noticed so far in terms of the Masuda method. So make sure that you're doing that if you're trying to use the Masuda method. The language is the important part, not the region. And then the best way, of course, to do this, the easiest way to do this, is if you can get a Ditto from another language version. That's going to be your best way, since Ditto can breed with every mon, so you don't have to get a different version for every mon that you're shiny hunting. Ditto will do it for you. That's the easiest and simplest way to do that. So that's the Masuda method. If you want to look up more information on breeding, that's a whole nother video we can talk about. But what breaks a chain, what doesn't break a chain? What breaks a chain is actually encountering the mon that you're chaining and then running away from it. That is one way to break the chain as far as we know now. Another one would be to actually go and encounter a mon that is not part of your chain and defeat it or catch it. That breaks the chain as well. What doesn't break the chain is going to another route, is healing your Pokemon, is encountering a mon that's part of your chain and defeating it, of course, and then running into another mon and running away from it. that's not part of your chain. As long as you run away from a mon that's that's not part of your chain, you're good to go. Even that's what's sort of hard about that. A lot of people were concerned that, oh my god, there's a lot of these mons running around and they run into me. Is that going to break my chain? It doesn't, as long as you run away with it. If you do beat it, you KO it, you catch it, that will break the chain. But also in terms of your switch, if you turn off your switch, like completely shut it down where it closes the application, that will break your chain. If you put it to sleep, as far as we know, just like Let's Go, it does not break the chain, but it has to keep the application running. If it shuts down in any form or fashion, it will break the chain. So make sure that if you are putting it to sleep, that it is asleep, that it doesn't shut down. Of course, if you close the application and move to another game, that also breaks your chain. Those are really the main methods. Again, battling someone else that is with a different mon than what's part of your chain, that will break the chain as well. Again, this is all dealing with battle chains, so it's important, very, very important, as far as we know. If there's any updates, I'll make sure to update it. And of course, if you have any comments on anything that was majorly left out or an error, because there's a lot still coming about from the different methods that people are learning about shiny hunting, just let me know in the comments. I'll be more than glad to make an update video if need be. But that's pretty much it. If you're interested in keeping up with the videos, I'm going to try to do more about how to best do things in Pokemon Sword and Shield, as well as shiny hunting and such videos on this channel. So give it a like and subscribe, of course, if you want to see more of this. And thank you guys for your time, and I will catch you next time. Bye.